Starfield had a big update launch last week, but I was sick then, so I'm covering it now. I'm actually still sick, so if I sound bad, I apologise, but I just got done playing, and I wanted to talk about it. I'm sure the question everyone has with this update is, hey, is Starfield worth going back to now? And the answer's no. Yeah, if you wanted like a quick video, just very much get this done, then yeah, under 30 seconds, no, it's not worth coming back to. That's the TLDW. Hey, if you want to spend some of the time you would have spent watching the rest of this video on something fun, I've got lots of fun content. Check out my recent videos. Pretty much all of them are good and entertaining, and I make jokes and I'm happy and I'm not ill in most of them. Yay. So, I'm going to elaborate more and go over the things that were changed and stuff, but if, like me, you reinstalled the game just to check out this update, no! God no! This is so not worth going back to. If you're someone who already has the game installed and maybe just took a short break, or someone who does enjoy the game and has been having fun with it, then this is a good update. There are technically positive changes with this. Just nothing game-changing enough to make it worth reinstalling the game for if you didn't already enjoy it, and if you enjoyed it a bunch you probably still have it installed. Basically, don't reinstall Starfield. If you've already got it installed, hey, you probably enjoy it enough to play it. So I'm going to go over the main changes. The first one is the best one, the surface maps, and the scanner showing elements on maps as well. There'll be footage. Yeah, this is genuinely great. This is literally the only thing in here that I'm actually impressed by, are the surface maps, which look very cool. They make it so much easier to navigate around. It's just real helpful, it's real good, it's solid. I did a little test to see, because obviously the city surface maps, those are fairly straightforward. I figured, yeah, they're easy to do. But what about like the more procedural generated areas? Well, I just flew off somewhere random on the planet, found a spot, I marked it on my map, wandered along, and yeah, there's a constant evolving square around you of the surface map, and it shows you the terrain, what you're going to come across, where things are. Like, surface maps are great. However, while you are just out in the wilderness, it does highlight the empty space problem that Starfield has, because probably the biggest issue with Starfield overall is there's fucking nothing. It's just nothing. It's so much of the game is nothingness. So yeah, I was running for like 5-10 minutes just in a straight line trying to reach this place, and there's nothing, it's just wilderness. It's so empty. Why did they... I'm not going off on a huge rant, keep it focused, Sarge. Alright, so surface maps are great, and I'm going to end the sentence there. Something which I also think is a good change, but one that doesn't work quite as well as intended, are the new difficulty options. So basically you can change a whole bunch of different elements and make it easier for yourself or harder for yourself, and they've assigned an experience boost or de-boost, not sure what the negative would be of that, to the character depending on if you've made things easier for yourself or harder for yourself. And in theory I kind of get it, this is what Fallout 3 did, and that worked well enough. In practicality, it doesn't really work. Just at all. Like, if you max out everything to the highest difficulty, make it super hard on yourself, then you're getting 75% more experience. Which, you know, is a reasonable XP buff, but not a huge one, like it's not even double. If you make everything stupidly easy on yourself, then you're losing 33% experience. You're leveling a third slower, which isn't that bad a debuff, considering you'll now be a god. Like, you'll just be ridiculously powerful. And the thing I very quickly figured out is a bunch of the options are kind of conditional, like stuff, your carry capacity. That's probably the biggest one, which I'm sure a lot of people are happy about. You can just change that when you need more carry weight. So most of the time you can go around with normal carry weight and just have no, like, XP loss from it. But when you get over encumbered a little bit, you can just change that difficulty option. You'll lose a little bit of experience, like 4% I think it is, but then you've got more carry weight to work with. Yeah, and if you put it up to the max option as well, you go from having like 100 odd carry weight as standard in Starfield, or it might be like 150 as standard. My character has like maxed out carry weight and was only at like 175 as standard, I think. but now you can get over 1,000 carry weight with the max one, which is nice. But yeah, I set up this little option, which I'll show on screen, which is basically all the conditional stuff put to the hardest or highest possible difficulty, and yeah, it just made it so that you get bonus experience, and you can just change any of these options when you need to use them. Like, you need to sleep? Sure, just change that for a moment, sleep, and then change it back so you're getting the XP boost. I don't think this was done particularly well, or at least I don't think it was thought through, because on an accessibility standpoint, all of these options are great, but the experience gain or loss element makes no sense. Also, it's made it so the game now has a sort of survival mode. Like, you can put a bunch of options in and now you have to eat and drink and stuff, but Fallout 4 had the best survival mode I've ever played, which I am playing at the moment every Friday on stream. Check it out. We're kicking back off on the 17th. Yeah. Yeah, Fallout 4 was amazing because that was a survival mode which really changed how you play the game. But we now in Starfield have all the options to, like, basically make our own version of a survival mode, but there's no impact to it. Because you can change it at any point. It doesn't really change up how you play the game. It's terrible execution of a good idea. That's what's happened with the difficulty options. And it bugs me, because that's so much of Starfield is, we've got a great idea, we've messed it up while making it. And we're going to be carrying on with that trend with the ship decoration, which sounds great. Being able to customise the interior of your ship is good. You can already customise the outside, and I know that's a big thing with Starfield players, getting into the ship builds. I had a lot of fun with it myself. Now you can customise the interiors, kind of. So if you've already got like a pre-built habitat sort of thing which has things in it, then you can't remove any of the stuff that's in it. It's not like modular or anything like you'd expect with outposts when you build them or something. You have to basically start with an empty habitat if you want to build it your own way, because all the regular stuff you've already got in your ship can't be changed. And when you do build yourself an empty habitat like I did, you soon realise that there's very few options of what you can build. Now, I'm not sure if you unlock more stuff in the game, but I'm not aware of that. Like, maybe you need certain perks, but it wasn't showing me I was lacking perks. Like, maybe I'm missing something here. I'll hold my hands up, I don't know, maybe there's something I'm missing. But it seems like there's just very limited options on the actual interior ship decoration, and while it is a nice change and does allow some customization of the interior of ships, it's super limited, and you don't really spend that much time inside of your ship anyway. Like, it's cool, I appreciate that it's there, but it's just not good enough to really be exciting. Something which didn't come in this update, but which did come in a different one, and I want to briefly mention, is the new photo mode stuff, where you can change like how Vasco looks, and you've got facial expressions for your character. That's like a very good one. I'm happy they've added that in. That's just solid, especially as someone who made some character builds for the game, and all of the faces were terrible, simply because, you know, everyone looked grumpy. You can now make your character smile, or yawn, or do some sort of facial expression. That was a good little change. Just going to throw that in here quickly. There were also a bunch of small little changes, mostly bug fixes, which are always good to see, but not exciting for me. The dialogue camera, which I'm very annoyed. You have to actually go into the settings and toggle it to change the camera. I was really hoping it would be like changing between first and third person view, where you'd be able to switch between like a less static camera and the more zoomed in one, but no, it's just an option in the menu. If you prefer one over the other, you've got the option. Ta-da! There's also some stuff like being able to change your traits and appearance once you like get to the end of the game and want to start over, which is good, but I'm never going through the Unity again if I can help it. I've done it too many times. I'm bored Bethesda. I don't want to do the same thing again. So yeah, those were all the updates. God, that's it. I mean, technically there's some tiny little stuff I haven't mentioned, like some performance things, but you're seeing the footage as well. The game is the same. Starfield still has the same problems it had so long ago. Like, yeah, if you're enjoying the game, it's getting better, but just by small amounts. If you're not already sold on Starfield, if you've got any of the problems with it that so many of us have, then it's not worth going back to, at all. Like, maybe once the DLC shows up it'll improve things, but I know for me, there are two major issues I have with Starfield, which I do not foresee being fixed. The first one I mentioned is the empty space problem, where so much of Starfield is nothing. They made like a couple of 100 planets, and about 6 of them are worth going to. It's stupid, it was such a bad way to make the game. Like, I appreciate wanting to do it like that and be able to say like, yeah, we've got 100 different planets you can visit, but no. Make it so we've got like 20 planets to visit, and 5 of them are packed with stuff, and the others are there. Just, there's too much of nothing in this game, and it gets so boring so fast. It's the reason I've uninstalled the game. Well, that and it's over 100 gigs. Over 100 gigs of nothingness. No, I need that space. There's so many better games I can play with that much space. I think you get my point on that part. The other one is Bethesda have no idea what the word unique means anymore, and I want to mail them a dictionary with just that definition in it so that they can read it. That's, if you go into the help menu in Starfield and read what their unique thing says, it's clear they do not know what the word unique means, and we don't have unique weapons or armor or anything like that before, and it's all randomness, and that combined with the empty space problem just means you're walking around procedural generated bullshit, and it's garbage, and I hate it so much now. But at this point, people will have, like, stuck around or clicked off, like, long ago, I think. They'll have got the tone of this. But here's the thing, I enjoyed Starfield when I first played it. It's got some solid characters, some good, like, story arcs and stuff. Some of the equipment's kind of cool, there's interesting things done with the perks. There's a lot of things I do like about the game, but it's just absolutely ruined by a few terrible decisions. And it sucks. It does. And this update kind of sucks too. But hey, maybe Shattered Space will be good. I will be going back to the game once that DLC is out. I don't know if they're going to do some weird early access or... They've been doing like early access things with Steam lately. I don't have the game on Steam, I have to use it on the Xbox Game Pass thingy, because that's where I have it. So, we'll see. When that comes out, I'll be covering it again. But for now, I've got other games I want to cover. Games that I have a lot more fun with. So hey, if you want to watch my Fallout 4 Survival series, or I've got a Total War Warhammer video coming up, I've got a Cyberpunk build that I'm working on right now, just any of that kind of stuff, subscribe to the channel. Like the video if you enjoyed me having a little ramble, and you can become a channel member or a patron if you want to give me money. I don't think this video is worth money, but my other stuff is, so that's always an option. As always, thanks for watching. Sarge out.